Today you're going to work on lesson 1.2.3 in the Integrated Math 1 textbook, but I just want to remind you of a few things as you get started since I won't be there today to help you out personally. The first thing I want to talk about is what's an exponent. So what you're looking at right here is a to the power of z. In this example, a is called the base and z is called the exponent, which is what that just says. In this expression, a is the base and z is the exponent. So what it tells you to do is take the letter a and multiply it z number of times. So you're going to take this right here, that's your base, and you're going to multiply it this many times to itself. So let's look at some examples. Okay. As we do the examples, it might be useful for you to expand the exponents. Let's see what that looks like. If I have this exponent right here, 4 squared, what it really is telling me to do is take the number 4, multiply it by itself 2 times. So this is what it looks like when it's expanded. 4 times 4. Which ultimately is 16. So here's another one. 6 raised to the power of 7 means I'm going to multiply 6 times itself 7 times. And then calculate it. You could do that by hand, or you could plug it into a calculator, which is what I did. And you get a really big number. 279,936, actually. Okay, that's it for exponents. The next little reminder I want to give you is what to do when you're working with fractions. So a fraction, in case you don't remember, is really just a division. It says the numerator, whatever that number is, divided by the denominator. So when you're working with fractions, you need to remember something important. When those two numbers match, the top and the bottom, then it's the same thing as writing 1, because it's like saying 5 divided by 5 is 1. So let's look at some examples. So here's some pretty basic ones. A divided by a is 1, or a over a is 1. Now here I have one that has an exponent in it, so some people are going to get confused, but really it's the same rule. A raised to the power of z over a raised to the power of z is still 1. Let's use some numbers instead of letters. The rules, again, don't change. Okay, I have the same number on top, my numerator, same number on the bottom, my denominator. So my answer is, you guessed it, 1. One more time. Here's my base, here's my exponent. They both match on the bottom, so my numerator and my denominator are the same number. So I'm just dividing it by itself. So again, it equals 1. It doesn't matter what you put in there. So if I have multiple letters like this one, x times y over x times y, still equals 1. If I throw some exponents in there, it's still going to equal 1. It doesn't matter. If the top matches the bottom, it's always, always, always 1. Okay. One more thing as you work through today's practice. When you're multiplying numbers, if you have a string of numbers together that are all being multiplied, it doesn't really matter the order that they're in. You could rearrange them and you're still going to get the same number. So let's look at what that looks like. If I take the number 4 and multiply it by 5, I get 20. If I flip-flop them and I take 5 and multiply it by 4, I still get 20. So what if I throw a letter in there? Remember in algebra that letters are just placeholders for numbers we don't know. And really what this is telling me is 4 times a times 5. So it still equals 20a. Now, let's move the a over to the 5 instead of by the 4. I'm still going to take 4 times 5 times a, and I get 20a. You're going to need to combine these three little things together as you work through this section. So, one more time, when you're working on your exponents, don't forget to expand them, because when you expand them, you're going to be able to build some fractions like these that you can turn into ones. Multiplying by 1 is really easy, it's just itself, okay? And then when you multiply this stuff, don't forget you can rearrange the order however you want. As long as it's a string of numbers that's being multiplied, it doesn't matter the order that you put them in. Okay, if you get stuck today, please email me. I'll be checking my email, and I will help you out as much as I can while I am away from the classroom. Please be good. Thank you.